Welcome to Make Something with me, David Picciuto, and today I'm going to show you how to make quick and easy shop furniture out of plywood. Check it. So this is my current sanding station. It's quite a mess. It's very disorganized, and we're going to redo it. We're going to build something new. I'm going to have a little space in the middle for my dust extractor, plenty of surface area on top for my tools, and then doors and drawers for storage. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the legs up over on the table saw and then glue them up. All right, so now we have all of our legs cut. We're just going to glue them in this L configuration. There we go. So we have our leg corner assemblies ready to go. I'm just going to glue in these panels that I cut over at the table saw. I'm going to use some glue. And screws, you don't need screws, but if you screw it down, you can move on to the next step without waiting for the glue to dry. Last screw. So these are the end assemblies, and they will go like this. And we got 2 sets of these, and we'll just make the rails that are running in between there. So we'll cut that next over on the table saw. Now that we have all our rails cut, we can start assembling the tables here. They're just gonna be glued and screwed. So we got 2 at the top, this is flipped upside down, and then 2 at the bottom. The 2 bottom ones are ripped a little bit narrower, and that's going to allow a shelf, and that'll make a little bit more sense later down the road. So let's get these together. So on the front of this, I want to flush this up, so I have another board here that I will mark and cut the size, and we'll just glue that in, and that'll give us a nice flat face for our doors and drawers. So that'll go in there just like that. And this bottom one is a little bit taller than the inside piece to allow for a shelf to sit in there. And this top one is the exact same size, so we'll just glue that in there and clamp it in place. All right, so this is going to be the divider between the drawer and the doors. And we're just gonna pocket hole that in. This top part is going to be a drawer, and we're going to install some drawer slides, but I need to build out the side pieces so they're flush with the face frame. I just have some construction lumber here that I'm going to plane down until it's the right thickness. If you don't have a planer, you can cut this down on the bandsaw or the table saw to get the thickness that you need. Just going to glue and screw these into place. So now it's time to make the drawer. If you want a more detailed step-by-step version, I have a dedicated video on the process, and there'll be a link to that down below. Now it's time to let Dan have some fun. So we got both of the drawers done. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the cabinet doors and the drawer face, and this is going to sit on the outside of the frame, hinged to the face frame. I'm using a 1/2 inch compact hinge for these doors, and that 1/2 inch means the doors overlap the face frame by 1/2 an inch. And down here, I have already drilled a 1 3/8 inch hole that this will sit into. And I'm going to use my square to square that up. Use a self-centering bit to pre-drill the hole. Got my screw there. I'll just screw this in place. Have all the hinges on there, but almost forgot to edge band the ends here. So I got some iron-on edge banding. So I'm just going to iron that on. All right, so I got my holes marked on the face frame. I'm going to pre-drill them. And so now, this is where that magnet comes in real handy when you don't have an extra person, or if your extra person's holding a camera. I'd like to take a minute to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Magnet Driver. You've been seeing me use this cool new tool throughout the project, and it has come in handy a few times. Check this out. It's a screwdriver that can be used handheld or with a drill or electronic screwdriver, but the end of it is a magnet. How cool is that? So when I was installing the cabinet doors and I had to hold up the door with one hand and screw with the other hand, this came in super handy because I didn't have a third hand to help me grab the screw. Check out this kit that I have here. The bits come in a range of sizes for a wide variety of screw types, and you match the color. So you find the bit that's for your screw type and you match it with this sleeve. This is the magnet part right here. You stick the bit into the screwdriver, you slide the sleeve over it, and then it'll hold your screws. So you can do an operation one-handed and screw this in. Also, if you're unscrewing something, it'll hold on to the screw and the screw won't fall. How cool is that? I've been using this in my drill throughout the project all day. If you're wondering if it works with countersunk screws, yes it does. And this magnetic sleeve also protects the surface from marring as you're screwing in. And the kit that I have also comes with this cool magnetic nail holder. How cool is that? I would like to thank Magnet Driver for sponsoring today's video. I'll have links to the products down below in the description. Check them out. All right, now let's get back to the sanding station and finish it up. And the last necessary thing to do is cut the top out of a long 8-foot sheet of plywood. So here it is. I got my disc sander, my belt sander, my spindle sander, whatever this guy is called, and my drum sander. Now my drum sander slides out so my pieces don't hit the tools when I need to use this, and then it slides back. And then down below, I've got my dust collector for the drum sander. Now, the bag sticks out the side over here. When I build a stand for my little bandsaw, it's gonna work around that. These 4 sanders here, they are plugged into this dust extractor down here. The cool thing about this dust extractor, it has an auto mode. So whenever I turn the tool on, the dust extractor automatically comes on, which is nice and convenient. I don't have the hose on the tools yet. I need to cut a hole in the back here and have a hose come up that I can then plug into each one as I need it. I've also seen some cool plans for like a manifold type thing where some sort of sliding mechanism like automatically connects it. Maybe someday. I also haven't put handles on anything just yet, and I haven't put finish on it. I still got to make a drawer over here, put doors over here for the laser cutter. Same thing with the CNC station, and I'll finish all that and do the handles all at the same time. So eventually I'm going to have cabinets go all the way around the shop, including on the drill press and the lathe. And I'm gonna put this black rubber base molding on the bottom of everything so dust can't get underneath. And I wanna remove all the little nooks and crannies because all that attracts dust and chips and just makes a mess. And since I have a carpeted shop, once I complete all the cabinets all the way around and I get rid of all the nooks and crannies, I'm gonna treat myself to a Roomba or a robot vacuum.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
That's gonna be my reward for finishing up the shop. I even wanna do that with like the table saw and the planer here. Somehow square this off so there is none of this nooks and crannies.